story about that.
Oh, boy.
One of my old high school teachers gave me a shoulder massage at one of our games the other day, and it was an absolute treat. It took care of the problems.
That is quite the place to start the conversation. Male or female teacher?
Male? Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I never even had him for a class.
He was a former, teacher at your high school. It wasn't even your former teacher.
Nah, he was a coach. I mean, I knew of him. I didn't have any classes, but he's a season ticket holder here, so I see him all the time. And saw him at a game the other day, and I was like, yeah, my shoulder's just, it's giving me, I don't know what it is. Slept on the wrong side of the bed, and he's like, check this out. Pow, and he gave me the Vulcan nerve pinch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm like, man, it hurt. And he's like, just power through. And I'm like, all right. My life's in your arms. And then he let go, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, but that can't be, that's a licensed professional. Like, you can't walk around Vulcan pinching somebody. You know what I mean?
No, but if you have your Coach Travers in your life like I do, you know, when you
shout
got
out Coach, by the way.
You got a rough muscle back there, he'll give you the old pinch. Work that thing out. Did I learn a lot in high school? Not as much as I could have. But these are the relationships that pay off later in life. This is why you go to school.
One day you go to school because one day in your 30s, a former teacher might massage your neck at a baseball game.
And let me tell you, you're going to appreciate it when it happens.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's the Bullpen. This is the first show we've done in a while, and that's the way we're going to open up.
You're going to appreciate the heck out of it. I'm just telling you. Giggle all you want.
Oh, love it. Oh, man. It's lagging, according to TRG.
TRG. Yo. TRG gets in here and goes, yo, and then goes, it's lagging. Is it better now?
I hope so.
TRG.
Hope we're good. We're talking about the live stream, of course, if you're listening on the audio. We live stream this on YouTube while we record the audio for the podcast, and we have quite a bit to discuss. The Trash Pandas on the road against Tennessee. I believe they were 13 games behind the Smokies, the team they actually need to finish in front of to make the playoffs. But they got a win last night. They 10-5, 10-6 was the final score. Trash Pandas go down to Tennessee, take game one. Love that. They lost technically the series so far against the Braves last week because they only played 5 games, not 6. And it was 3-2 because Sunday we were in the second inning when that game got canned. But enough about baseball for right now. Because I can
the
see
story about the massage my high school gym teacher gave me lasted longer.
Well, we've talked a lot about baseball here recently, and I just wanted to. I noticed down there by your knees on your pants, like right behind them, you getting a little sweaty back there behind the knees. So,
dude, it's that time of year where if I see a football or anything football shaped, I just start getting sweaty, real sweaty.
The Braves were here last week.
Real sweaty, dude.
Dude, they the teams always have a football thrown out in the field. Last week, I do laps around the field before a game, and the Braves were out there throwing a football. The Mississippi Braves were, and every time I walked by, I gave them one.
They ever hit you?
They never looked at me.
They never threw you one?
Never looked at me, but every time I walked by.
Every time I see them out there with that football, I look at it like a dog waiting for a tennis ball. If they'd look at me and go, whoop, and then throw it, I'd run after it full speed. I don't even think I'd have a choice. Like my brain wouldn't even make the decision. My muscles would just know. It's that time of year, dude. I saw today it's like 25 days away from start of the NFL football season.
Yeah, the NFL starts week 2 of college football. College football starts the first Saturday of September, and week 1 does. Week 0 is next Saturday. So,
my boy, Jeff. What's up, dude?
Afternoon, guys. How's my BFF?
My guy. How we doing?
What's up, baby?
Good to see you, man. I heard you got a birthday coming up, I think. Maybe.
That's what I heard.
I don't know. I might have heard it.
That's what I heard.
Might have heard you got a birthday coming up. Happy birthday. My best friend in the world. Forever and ever.
Can you be best friends with your hero? Because that word's been tossed around.
I've
heard hero tossed around, and I appreciate it.
It's not my decision. I don't make the rules. I just abide by them.
So we got the end of baseball season coming up. We've got, especially here in minor league baseball, we've got the football season coming up. We have fantasy football drafts getting ready to take place. And I want to workshop some ideas, man. I want to have other people's opinions because we're talking about in our Trash Pandas League we're
The
doing.
office league here.
Yeah, man. We're talking about doing like a weekly punishment for the lowest score weekly, and it can't be anything too outrageous if you're going to have to do it every week. And then maybe like a end of the year punishment. And I saw a great one, and no one responded to it. I talked to Lucas about it. Lucas thought it was funny, but he responded to it in the text group. But did you see the Giants the other day? I believe it was the Giants. Their radio broadcaster lost their fantasy football league last year, so he had to go be the bat boy for the Giants for 3 innings.
Yeah.
For us, I mean, he has a really more important job than I do, so he would have to go back up to the booth. But if like I lost or Aaron Cheris lost or our groundskeeper Charlie, our 7-foot tall groundskeeper, lost the league, having them be the bat boy for a game would be awesome.
Yeah, you should have to dress like a bat dog, though, and fetch it with your teeth. You know? Add a little minor league twist to it. San Francisco Giants, they don't need all that. You know? But hey, down here on the AA level here in the Rocket City, by God, let's dress them up like a dog.
Oh, my God.
Arr. Bat dog. That'd be
Have
the
to
worst.
chase a foul ball all the way down the line like a dog. It would take too long. You get in trouble.
It'd be a nightmare, yeah. No, I'm not even saying you got to run on all fours like a dog. You don't have to assume the anthropomorphic form of a dog. Did I use that word right?
Probably not, but I'll
Whatever.
ride with
We'll go with it. But yeah, but dress like it, and then the bat with the teeth.
I don't know if I want it. Can I get a shot afterwards? You going to provide mouth? That's going to be pretty gross.
Dogs ain't got hands, bro. They ain't got no thumbs. What are you gonna do? What do you want?
I do have hands. I'll take it I'll take it.
All right. I draw the line at running on all fours, but you do have to pretend you don't have thumbs.
After
All right. Let's not get nuts. I can't suspend my disbelief too much.
Well, so the thing we're actually approaching a lot faster that's had a lot more debate. Now, I'm curious if anybody else does this in their fantasy leagues, but we're trying to figure out a way to select the order for our draft. Last year, the players drew it out of a hat. That was suggested again this year. I want something more interactive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To kind of play on basically sports gambling becoming legal just about everywhere but here. I would love to have a promo race since it's a 12-person league. Would love to have a promo race, get 12 kids out there. They number them. We all get a number, and that represents our pick right there. Would love to do that. Also, I wouldn't hate doing some kind of like combine built for people our age. Like you've seen like people, they have to hit whoever has the fastest time, like hitting a cornhole shot, doing a flip cup, chugging a beer, and doing this. Would love to do something like that.
Interesting. I like the race idea. Let's put it in the hands of someone else, just like in fantasy football.
That's true.
You never score a single one of your points. You know.
That's a good point.
How was your day today? I woke up. I had 6 catches for 90 yards. I scored my team 15 points. No, but instead of just having the kids race, do you have a rickshaw guy, or do you know where you get some chariots? I'm thinking on like the Sprocket Sprint 5K level, like we have a 12-man chariot race through town Madison. You got a month. You pick your kid, any kid you want. 12. 12's the age limit. We'll do it Little League Baseball style. You turn 13, you're out.
Our draft's like a week away.
All right, you got 7 days. School's in session, you know. Go hit some local PE classes. Get a stopwatch. See what's going on. Don't hang out too long. They're going to call the cops. And they're not going to take your excuse because you'll be like, I'm in a fantasy football league. I'm just trying to. That's not an excuse. Can't do it. All right, you got to be cool with this one. You know, football practices are going on out there. Wait for sprints. Hey, that kid looks pretty good over there. How you feel about pulling a rickshaw with a grown man in it? Are you free in a couple Saturdays? What do you say we run some more sprints? And you got a guy.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to scout my kids with binoculars from up here. Like,
there's a lot of kids here running
yeah,
around.
I'm not gonna be out amongst them like some of the other people in the league. So I'm gonna have to. We got 2 pair of binocular up here, so I can just.
Once again, a thing you can't do for too long. Creepy.
Stare at children with binoculars.
Can't
That's
do
true.
that.
You can't do that too long. It's strategic. No. I understand. I get it. Not that I have experience doing it, but I understand.
I'm thinking about setting up a series of sensors and timers at the kids zone. Over there, I'm gonna let AWS do the work for me. You know, I'm gonna let them compile the stats, tell me what it means, make some educated guesses towards the future. That's what I'm gonna do.
Have you really put a lot of thought into this right here? You actually brought up a really good point by saying that in fantasy football, we don't ever score 1 point. We all rely on them. So when we're selecting our draft order, we should do the same thing. How much of your life, and I can tell you it's a large percentage of mine, how much of your life and happiness in your life has hinged on a sweaty dude that's not you, that you don't even know?
Every major decision in my life, personal and professional, has been based on a sweaty dude. Yeah, I'll say that.
Another
I'll go ahead and put that out
I mean,
there.
think about it. And again, I am definitely someone who falls under that. A hefty majority of my life has been decided on what other sweaty guys are doing.
Right.
My wedding day, the happiest day of mine and my wife's life, except for the day our child was born,
Right.
was decided because there was going to be less sweaty dudes playing that day than normal.
And even the day your son was born, what showed up in the room?
Oh, sweaty dudes. That's right, the NBA Finals.
Sweaty dude, man. Oh, there he is. I bet he was warm. He's like, thank God.
Hey, we at least that
Yeah, finally some air conditioning.
he was born at 2:30 in the morning. That game was over at like 10. All right? It's fine.
What are we talking about? Sweaty dudes?
Sweaty
Oh,
dude,
yeah,
how much
yeah,
we
yeah.
rely on other sweaty dudes for happiness. It's true. We
Oh,
do.
my God.
Even here. I mean, we work for a professional baseball team. How many at bats you take this year?
None.
Yeah.
Not
Your
one.
mood's great when the Trash Pandas win, right?
I'm very happy.
That's other sweaty dudes out there making you happy.
Sometimes I scream, and sometimes I'm sweaty as well.
Yeah, you can be, but it's not your sweat's making you happy. It's theirs.
Yeah, no, my sweat's actually making me unhappy usually.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah.
All the time. I go, oh no. Me being a sweaty dude, very displeasurable to me. Is that a word? Displeasurable?
Displeasing?
Look at the big brain on Tony Mac. That would be very displeasing to me. Other dudes sweating, complete opposite.
Makes me
Have
very
you ever
happy.
thought about that?
And the farther you go down the rabbit hole too, like it's older sweaty dudes, younger sweaty dudes.
I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Hold on, wait. The bags under my eyes have to check in for their flight. Hold on a second. This is the punchiest podcast we've ever done, and we're 13
Hey,
minutes in.
I'm just being honest, man. We hinge a lot of our happiness on some
No, I'm
sweaty
not
dudes.
lying, dude. Everything I care about in love has a sweaty dude involved in it. It's not even a debate. You know, me and my buddies, me and a bunch of other dudes who have probably been around each other while sweaty before. And, you know, we'll text each other about, hey, are you guys ready to see all those sweaty dudes play those other sweaty dudes? And then maybe we go up to Tennessee where we can take some of our hard-earned money and then wager it on sweaty dudes to do things that we don't really know that they're going to do, but they might. And then if they do, those sweaty dudes will pay us. We'll get paid off sweaty dudes.
Mm.
That's my life. That's all I think about right now.
Yeah. Dude, I when my favorite sweaty dudes,
Sorry, I didn't hear it in my head until I said it out loud, and I was like, "Wow, that was just stupid."
when my favorite sweaty dudes when they lost
Right.
to my least favorite sweaty dudes,
hmm
I get so sad that I take like a nap because I was sad that those sweaty dudes beat my favorite sweaty dudes. Depression nap.
Yeah.
call it,
Oh, it makes you sweat
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
emotionally, which is tiring.
You ever think about it? You're just sitting around. Just one more touchdown would have won the game, man. But you don't think about it. You're over there like, that sweaty guy could have just got
Just-
one more sweaty pass.
If you just could have got a little sweatier, we won today. Hey, is that a coach thing? Is that a speech yet? Because like, me and Lucas, our social media manager, were talking the other day about a video this guy made where he's parodying a football coach after like on a practice day where it rains and you get moved into like the gym for practice. He does like a video, and we were just talking about like how hilarious it is. It's like, dude, your coach was like that, right? And he's like, oh yeah, totally. He's like, did we all play on the same school team? Like, are coaches? How is every coach in America the exact same? And then as a guy who coached high school football for a little while, I'm convinced that 90% of coaches are all just doing an impression of what they think a coach is supposed to be like, and then 10% are actually looking at what's going on and coaching based off of that.
I agree. I
think I did an impression the whole time.
I think you're 100% right. I think that's what a lot of it is. It's like I think a coach would yell because that pass got dropped. I don't know why it was dropped. Maybe it wasn't even his fault. But a coach would be really mad at that right now.
But
so you get mad for no reason, and then
there's like 3 different coach types in the whole world, the whole country. They played in every state. They played in other countries now. Your coach is 3 types of people, and we've already identified what those 3 are with all these videos. I see them all the time. I'm like, they're spot on, and so that's what that makes me think of. How did I start this off?
Sweaty dudes.
That's right, sweaty dudes. So, like that phrase, like, hey, man, we just got to go out there and get sweaty today. Like, hey, boys, we played hard. Just need to get a little sweatier.
Do the sweatiest guys always win?
Does it? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
No one ever talks about it. I think that's going to be the new word that, like, starts getting thrown around. Like, hey, man, them boys are getting sweaty out there. Like, if you hear that, you're like, whoa. Like lit that really came on the scene a few years ago. Like, hey, man, that thing was lit. Like, bro, hey, this team's sweaty.
Sweaty is a term.
It's going to be the thing.
There's a term that gets used. Sweaty is used for tryhards.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's pretty sweaty because he's trying too hard.
Yeah, right. Because of all the effort.
Yes,
I think that's going to be the thing, you know? Back in my dad's generation, it'd be like, oh, that guy's bad. Ooh, which means he's good. The new bad is sweaty. Oh. This Trash Panda team, they looking like they might get a little sweaty here. That Nolan Shanul?
I've had to.
How do you say?
They have had to break down me and how I speak.
I've heard several courses about how to say this name.
Put me back together to learn how to say his name. It's Shanul. Nolan Shanul.
I respect the first time you said his name because this is something I do when I have to PA high school games and I'm not 100% sure how to say it. You just kind of like mumble quickly through the part. Nolan Schmauer!
I do that so much. I do that during first pitches and stuff too because it is amazing to me. Like a lot of and I've asked for it. Sometimes I should go in and ask more questions, but like what some people think, like when they read over their groups, people are supposed to give me their group names and whoever's throwing the first pitch for their groups. And then it gets passed through one of the best people that works here. And she comes up and brings me the list of first pitches. I have to say their name. And sometimes she looks through it, and she'll give me the pronunciation of the names that she thinks would be hard because she's a lot smarter than me.
Right.
And then I look at it after she's already left, and I'm like, but what about these 6 right here? We didn't think to help me out here? Because, I mean, they're probably easy for her. But for me, I'm like, hey, that's got way too many consonants in it. I don't see a single vowel here. No one's going to throw me a bone on that one?
Nope.
So I do that quite a bit. I'll get up there or
Nolan!
do that with some of our anthem singers too.
Dude, I don't blame you. I've had to do it myself. It's like you don't want to say it wrong, so if you just say it quick and kind of enough. And
some of them are performed here multiple times, and I get into my head where I'm like, well, am I saying it right or is it this? Like Marianne Hotaling is a perfect one. Like
spelled one way, pronounced completely against.
Right. So I'm like, everybody give it up for Marianne.
I get it. Man, that guy's really good at baseball, though.
Oh, my gosh. He's a hit machine.
Shanuli.
I said last week, I was like, Aaron Cheris came over, our media guy, and he was working stats that for that doubleheader on Friday. He was like, I think in game 1, I think Nolan's going to have his first career home run. I mean, he doesn't get enough lift. Like, he hits really well. Like, he gets a ton of hits, but he hasn't quite, like, learned to lift and get any power off or behind him yet. And sure enough, second game, not first game, second game of the doubleheader, just absolutely drills his first home run.
That was a nice shot. I love the way he hits, man. He's been compared to Tony Gwynn.
He's got the bat up and out away from his body.
And the way, like, he just finds a hole, puts the barrel on it. And like you said, it's not, coming off the barrel at 115 miles an hour or whatever. Sometimes it bounces 3 times in the infield and then finds the gap. Or it's just over an infielder's head. Like, he just finds areas and pinpoints it. I love watching him hit. Because you see it like every time he hits the ball, you go, oh, I know what he was going for right there.
Mhm.
Or, oh, nice shot. Like, it's a fun dude to watch. It's not going to be that guy with the crazy next-gen stats that everyone likes to talk about, spin rate and
His
blah, 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 blah. But
I thought
he's a
you were
damn
talking
good hitter.
about. I thought you were talking about like his batting stance.
Oh, well, the stance, too. I mean, yeah, with the, he's out here. And it makes sense. I guess when you hit the way those guys do, having the bat out here is.
Who was it for the Braves that used to hit like that? Like
It
had
made
his
me
bat
think
up
of
like
Craig Counsell back for the Diamondbacks, who had to have had the most violent stretch of any batting stance ever. Craig Counsell's as a kid, I couldn't even believe. Like, he was all the way stood up, and then down here, his hands were up here. And then the pitch would come, and he'd bring them down to here. But I'm like, dude, like, this just hurts, like, just reaching that high.
I'm trying to look up now because I think I'm getting him confused with another guy. I don't know why the name Rafael Furcal popped into my head. I'm not sure if Furcal ever his stance was quite like that.
I
But
loved
know,
him.
A guy that played for the Braves for a little bit, played for everybody, but that had an odd stance was Julio Franco.
Yeah, he'd point the bat at
Yeah.
you,
Mm-hmm.
like
It's not
Darth
quite
Maul.
like that, but yet similar. I mean, because he'll get up and he'll like hold it up, like out like this.
Yep.
It's good. It's good.
Favorite batting stance of all time, go. Favorite one to mimic.
Nolan Schonel.
Oh, crap. Okay. All right.
Set yourself up for that.
Good
I don't know
one.
what
Good one.
I don't know what else to tell you. What about you? Who were you going to say?
Gary Sheffield.
Gary Sheffield. God, that's a good one. That's a really
Best.
good one, too.
It's the best one.
That's a good one.
What you got on tap? Anything?
I was looking to see if you're going to go to the comments, see if
Oh.
anybody got theirs. I mean, they get to answer, too, Ricky. Goodness.
Nah, no, not really, dude.
No?
No
Nobody?
one gets the answer. I'm sorry.
Shame. All right.
Austin got in here, though. Said, what's up?
What's up, Austin?
He's ready for some high school Friday night football.
Yeah, that's coming up, too. Has that already started? I think it's already started, right?
I think it's like Jamboree weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get you a couple quarters in. Play somebody else for a couple
You know,
quarters.
so a buddy of my nephew is 5 years old playing Pee Wee football. And they have a jamboree this weekend, Saturday. 5 years old. They're playing 2 games because the games are 30 minutes each.
Right.
It's at 9 a.m. Austin High School in Decatur. They live out here in Harvest, or Tony. So we got to go all the way to Decatur. Got to be there by 9 a.m. They're charging $10 to watch 5-year-olds play football
In this economy?
for an hour. You can walk into this ballpark for a Trash Pandas game for like $9 and some change. For a professional baseball game, you can walk in here, standing room in the berm, for like what, $9.72?
You can watch guys that are professional athletes play their professional sport for $8.72.
Or you can watch 5-year-olds chase each other around, not knowing what a football is, for $10.
Watch 8-year-olds avoid bees for an hour.
I told him that-
Unsuccessfully for most of them.
I told him yesterday I'd been talking with my wife, and I was like, I don't know if I want to get up and go. It's gonna be early. It's gonna be my first day off in 2 weeks, so it's gonna be tough to get up that early. But you know what? I mean, because baseball season earlier on, we weren't able to go watch a lot of his baseball games and stuff. So I think we owe it to him. So I was texting my friend last night and was like, "Hey, we're gonna come out there. It's at Austin High School, right?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, but it's $10." I was like, "What? I'm busy. Sorry." So, well, I think I'm busy.
$10. What are they charging for Gatorades over there? Is it an open bar? That's a pretty good cover price if it's open.
I don't think.
Like, I'll pay $10 for a game. Hey, man, you got Juicy Juice back there? Give me a 6-pack.
All right, so you want to get into more baseball. I know we're talking a lot of football because football season's coming up, and I know some Angels fans watch this podcast. We're down here in the South, so we talk a lot of football. You want to talk the biggest story in baseball right now?
Nah.
We can.
All right.
Wander Franco.
Dude, I've only seen this on the periphery. I don't want to talk about this.
That's the biggest story.
Talk about real baseball, man, not baseball players that are weird. Is that real?
Well, he's being held out of these games for an investigation as of right now. Like
That's
they're investigating his social media and stuff because he's got pictures with a girl that seems very, very young, and some people are saying she's 14. So
Yeah.
that's being investigated. But I was just joking. Obviously, that the biggest story for me would be the Braves beating the Yanks twice, spanking the. I didn't want to say that too loud because I don't know if Lucas is hanging around, but he's a big Yanks guy.
Yeah, the Braves are pretty wicked sweet. I thought your biggest story was going to be the fact that Logan O'Hoppe started doing rehab assignments and that he's played in the single A level and the triple A level, but we haven't seen him once.
And I guarantee you that Logan O'Hoppe, if he had a say in it, he would have come back here. Guarantee you he would have come back here if he could.
Absolutely.
Guarantee it. But I believe their low A and their high A are pretty close over there.
It is, man. It's time for Anaheim to mail their team to somewhere closer so we can get rehab starts.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing and sell the team to an owner who lives in the state of Alabama. The Alabama Angels. You don't even have to change your logos. You could have two teams in the same state. That'd be fun. Think about the potential. Yeah, your current ballpark holds 25,000. Cool. Think about all the room to park you have. Think about all the parking room you'll have here.
And then you don't have to worry. Like,
how about
if
that?
you moved it to Alabama, you wouldn't have to do the weird translation either. The Angels. You know what I mean? It would be the Angels of Alabama.
There you go, man. Just streamline it. California Angels.
Don't do the easy thing and pick up your AA team and move them closer. Move the professional team.
Move the team with
Be
the
daring.
World Series and like all this stuff and its history. Move them.
Two of the greatest players probably ever.
There's too many sports franchises in that state already.
There's a lot.
We have currently 0.
And most people don't care about them.
California has 20. We have 0.
And a lot of those over there, not all of them, but a lot of them over there don't get a lot of love and care. So,
just saying, you want to be on the A list. Come on down.
Professional baseball here, like Major League Baseball here, along with us right here. I mean, you could always just move them to Nashville. That's still an hour and a half, still close.
That's cool. I'll take that. I did hear, though, that if that expansion team, have they decided where the expansion team in baseball's going?
Well, no, that they're talking about expanding a team. They're talking about moving the Athletics. They're talking about the Brewers now potentially being moved. So a bunch of teams could be, before it's all said and done, moving around. And I'm sure Nashville will try to be in the discussion for any of those. Mm-hmm. And if they do, I think I've heard the same thing you've heard, and it's that the AAA team there in Nashville, I think they would have to like buy them out or something to get them to move, but they would probably have to move.
It'd be crazy. Plus, I've heard that Salt Lake City's a spot potentially too. So like the Salt Lake Bees. What would happen to them? Would we become the AAA?
That'd be crazy.
What would happen to the Bees? I don't know. I don't have answers to any of this stuff.
I'd be a lot better if we did. I think we'd be
I don't have any of this.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Single thing for that one. Dude, I am so spaced out today.
I can see, but I understand. We've worked, again, almost 2 weeks in a row.
I came home the other day, and my wife told me, she's like, "You tired?" And I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" She's like, "I saw you on TV at the game. You looked tired." I'm like, oh. Could you have said it any other way? That didn't feel like.
Not only
so it was visible on camera. Good.
Not only have we been here for 2 weeks, we've been working since last Monday. Not only that, I now have a toddler that can walk. So, and he's moving good. It's still not completely consistent, but he can walk from here to there. Point A to point B.
I don't have a kid, so I feel guilty talking about how tired I am around a parent, but I went to a Snoop Dogg concert last night.
Oh, did you go to that show?
Yeah, I did.
How awesome was that?
It was pretty sweet.
I heard from him, actually. I saw it on Twitter. But
from Snoop?
No. Local news talk host Dale Jackson got in a fight last night after that show.
Yeah?
Got jumped. According to his
He
Twitter,
probably
Twitter
deserved
page.
it. He probably earned it. I walked out. No one jumped me. I had a very easy-going walk. People everywhere.
Oh, I bet it was a gigantic show.
I
forgot that was last night, honestly.
Nearly skipped to my car. It was such an easy walk. So, yeah, I have a feeling that was provoked.
How good of a show was that?
Dude, it was pretty great. Hold on one second. I think I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Wait. Oh, God. I'm in sneeze limbo right now. All right, I think I'm okay. But it tingles. I hate this. What was
Oh,
the
no.
question? It threw off my.
How was it a good show?
Uh,
You're like, oh well, hold on.
Hold on. All right, the sensation's gone. It was a pretty good show, dude. It was Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, Warren G. Remember him?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, one of those guys. A couple other people. It was a sweet show. A lot of smoke effects going
Probably
on.
real.
Group of adults tried to jump me. Unfortunately, they picked a fight with the wrong drunk guy. No one hurt. A ripped shirt and a curse word now has a story. Yeah, dude, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That sounds fabricated.
I'm just saying, man.
If I don't see a video, it didn't happen. With all those people, there would have been a video.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
So I'm very curious about this because I know the audience that Snoop attracts is quite large.
Mm-hmm.
Was there how many of you were out there? At the show
Excuse
last
me?
night? How many of you people were out there at the show last night?
What the hell are you talking about? I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just want to know who all represented. You know what I mean? Was there?
From
Well, I mean, besides the white dudes that jumped Dale, were there some nicer white dudes at the show?
what in the absolute hell are you talking about? Have you lost your damn mind?
No, I'm
What are
good.
you trying to ask me?
I was.
Who was there?
Yes, who was there at the show last night?
My buddy Nick went.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
was he? Did he have fun? Did Morgan go?
All right, let's take the veil down. What are you trying to ask me here?
Just trying to be stupid and ask how many white people showed up at the show.
Oh. There's a lot of everybody.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
why I said that Snoop attracts a very large group of people. 'Cause
Yeah.
One of those that
I got you.
his target audience, it's more of it's less of a race thing and more of a spiritual thing for Snoop.
More of a spiritual thing.
Don't
Dude, it was very
time out.
spiritual
Time
there
out.
last
Don't
night,
laugh
too.
at the spiritual. Snoop Dogg once changed his name to Snoop Lion and put out a reggae album.
I'm not laughing
It
at it.
100%.
I was laughing at the wording. I thought it was a very clever way to put it. Spiritual. Yes, it was very spiritual.
How spiritual did he get on stage?
Dude, he got insanely spiritual. I think I was a little spiritual this morning till about 10 o'clock. It was like a snow globe. Like you just see it like because there were lights. There's lights everywhere, so you can just see the smoke swirling amongst the area, and it wasn't exiting any. And I didn't see any machines.
I was going to say, I think everybody kind of knows what was going on. I mean,
And they're throwing stuff into the crowd. Like it's crazy how a Snoop Dogg show just gets like a 6-hour reprieve from any law.
some of my favorite Snoop Dogg moments, speaking of that, some of my favorite Snoop Dogg moments that I've seen, number one would be the Super Bowl when right before he went on stage, he was seen backstage taking a huge hit. Awesome.
Right.
And
Super
then
Bowl, yeah.
the other thing, do you remember? Kentucky basketball does their midnight jamborees.
Yep.
And you remember a few years ago when Snoop Dogg performed at one of those?
No.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm almost positive it was Snoop Dogg. But Snoop Dogg went out there during Kentucky's Midnight Madness Jamboree thing to get everybody excited, and he went out there and performed. And he had dancers shooting fake money guns. You remember that? That was a big stir up in the NCAA about that.
Right. I remember that now, yeah.
It was awesome.
There was fake money shot all over me last night.
Was there?
Yeah, from the top of the building. They were just at random points.
Did you check all of it to make sure it was fake?
Oh, I checked a few of them. I checked a few. I knew instantly. Like, it's card stock.
What was his? Yeah, I was
This
going to
is
say.
card
What was
stock.
his budget there when it came to the fake deal? Was it like the?
It wasn't even good card stock.
It wasn't the
Nah.
one you see in movies where it'll say like for motion picture use only?
I got a splinter off one of them.
Were they fake hundreds, fake ones?
Fake hundreds.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of
Nice.
course. You can't make fake ones. Well, you can make the fake ones, but and there was a lot of entertainment on the stage as well. It was definitely a Snoop Dogg show.
I bet it was awesome. I totally forgot it was even happening.
I did too.
This soon.
Then I got home and it was like, all right, let's get in the car. We're going to Snoop. I'm like, oh, dude, what?
Wait, that's a totally different. You went to Snoop Dogg forgetting you were going to Snoop Dogg. That's like you have to get into like almost into character to get ready to go to a show like that. You have to like get your mind right.
Yeah,
To go to a
we've
show
had the
like
tickets
that.
for like a month, and I just totally forgot. Middle of the season, and then I was like,
can-
all right, let's go Snoop. I was like, cool. All right, what do I wear? What do I wear? To a
What did
Snoop
you
Dogg?
wear to a Snoop Dogg concert?
I have an Oakland Raiders hat, so I wore that.
Nice.
Even though I think Snoop's really a Steelers fan. But it was
Rappers-
it was the furthest most West Coast thing I had. So I went Oakland Raiders hat.
Snoop, I believe, is a Steelers fan, but you see a lot of rappers jump around a lot.
Yeah,
different
I've
teams.
seen him in Raiders stuff. I
Well-
feel like I've seen him in Ice Cube and Raiders gear before.
Well,
doing
Ice Cube's
something.
always been a Raiders guy.
Yeah.
Though. Lil Wayne is he's from New Orleans, but so he'll rap about the Saints and love the Saints. He's also a Packers fan apparently.
Okay.
So
All right.
you see him jump around a lot.
Yeah.
But Snoop's a big Steelers fan. I've seen him dog cussing people on TikToks when they lose.
Snoop did throw on an Alabama jersey though for the last song. Derrick Henry, number 2, signed. Just want to say, he had the option of wearing an Alabama jersey, wearing an Auburn jersey. You know what he chose.
And he went with Derrick Henry, number 2. Could have gone with another number 2, right?
I was curious. I was like,
Could've gone with
what
him.
number 2 is that? And Snoop Dogg's hair is very long and thick, so I could not tell what the name was for a little bit. And then finally, Henry.
Well, out of all the 2s in the state of Alabama, he went with Henry, and he could have gone Cam. So
Could have gone with what?
Cam Newton.
Cam. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought you said ham.
When you said what, I was like, wait, was Cam not number? He was number 2 at Auburn, right?
No, and you're like, could have went with ham. I'm like, what? But that's just because
Yeah, I mean, I guess
that's
he could
because
have.
I'm barely conscious at this point in the day.
Are you
And-
still spiritual right now? You still
Dude,
having a spiritual
Bud, man,
experience?
you couldn't escape it. It got way too spiritual, man.
Did you just want some ham?
See,
I
you
really
just
could
got
go
me-
for some deli slices
See,
right
dude, you got me. I'm over here mistaking words for food.
now. I want some boar's head honey ham right now.
I think it's the same kind of effect like when you saw those wildfires in Canada and then New York City turned orange. Like
yeah.
this was a lighter colored smoke, but I think the Rocket City is currently
Did-
engulfed.
I mean, did anybody just warn local police officers like, hey guys, like take the night off? We know what's going on. Just
Yeah, was
Over
there
here,
that
over.
was there the young hot shot at the security team that showed up, like went to his boss like, "Hey, you're not gonna believe this. Smoking reefer back there." Yeah, they didn't think we'd smell it. Didn't fool this guy. Well, you said we go get 6 or 7 of our best guys and bust in there. It's like, hey, how about you cool your jets, pal? All right. It's the least of our worries. These people will kill us if we start arresting people. They literally at points go, all right, everybody, if you got a joint, go ahead, pull it out and light it up right now. And everyone's like,
No,
okay,
really?
all right.
Was that real?
And I'm like, what in the...
Is that real?
Oh, yeah. And they're throwing edibles into the crowd. Like, it's crazy. There's no
That sounds
rules.
awesome.
I don't know if it's all just
Hey,
fake and they make it look real because they're throwing it out and you don't know the difference, but
was Cousin Hayes there
who?
from Hazy's place? Was he there?
He
Was
might have
was
been.
Uncle Hayes, Cousin Hayes.
He
whatever?
might. I thought I heard him at one point, but I didn't see him. He kind of came to me like a Force ghost from Star Wars.
I'm sure you saw a lot of those last night, given your spiritual state around you.
It's like, is that Tupac? Oh, no, that's just a screen. Oh. Yeah, I'm not even looking at the stage.
Did you go home and just like, what time did you get home?
Like 11:30.
Did you get home and like stare in the fridge until like 2:00 in the morning?
No, dude. No, I'm like an old man at concerts now. You know, they got those wooden bench seats, and so anytime I get home, my feet hurt from standing. My back hurts from
Yeah.
sitting. There's no backrest.
Went and saw Burt Kreischer his comedy tour there a few weeks ago, and same like it's an incredible venue, but it was like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And we didn't get the memo about bringing like the backs to the chairs, so it was a little rough on the back.
I don't think I want to be anywhere more than 4 hours.
It's tough. It's like
Anywhere at all. Like that, like a baseball game with the pitch clock, perfect. You know, get in for pregame, maybe 30 minutes early. Game goes on. Maybe that takes 3 hours if it's a little long. Maybe some fireworks. That's a great day.
You know what? I'll say this. I know a lot of people speaking more about baseball. They'll talk about some of the rule changes that we've had here in Major League Baseball. They don't have some of them anymore. They use like the 7-inning doubleheaders a few years ago, and they use the extra runner and extra innings and things like that. But that stuff minor league baseball still has. We have 7-inning doubleheaders still, and I will be the first to say, thank God there's 7 innings, because on Friday we had a doubleheader, and game 1 was it game 1 or 2? It was game 2. Game 2 of that doubleheader, 7 innings, went 2 hours 56 minutes. Nearly a 3-hour 7-inning baseball game.
If that would have been a 9-inning game, that would have been the longest game in history.
No,
It has to have been in trash pan history, because I've never worked a game, and I've worked every single one of them, where every half inning is like 30 minutes long.
we have a new mom working here who, in that 3rd inning, she left. And it takes a while to get out of the baseball stadium in general. She left here, got in her car, drove home, fed her child, packed him up, brought him 7 weeks old, brought him back to the stadium, and it was still the 3rd inning.
Dude, those first 3 were crazy.
Still the 3rd inning.
They were so
I remember texting my wife because she was like, it's a doubleheader, maybe it'll go quick. I texted her in the 3rd inning of that game. I was like, we're in the 3rd inning, and it's been an hour and 45 minutes.
That would have been such a long 9-hour game.
It was rough, and it was back of it. It wasn't like the 29-3 or whatever it was here. It was back and forth. It was a lot of runs scored on both sides.
Game 1 wasn't quick either.
No,
And
it was
to what I'm telling you about the 4-hour rule. There were people at the end of game 2 that were like, "Hey, I think we're just gonna go ahead and kick it in the 6, man." Like, I'm tapped. I've seen enough action today.
Totally understand. I get it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how quickly that hits you too. Because I feel older than I'm only 31, but I feel really old when I go out places. So I'm like, is it loud in here to you?
Oh man.
Is it dark? They should put some more lights right over here.
There's nothing lamer than being at the Snoop Dogg show and looking at your wife and going, "You want to take a seat for a second?" No? Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
I was just trying to see if you were lame.
I wasn't even. Did I say that out loud? I thought that was the lyrics. I was actually singing. So I'm just gonna keep standing. If you ask him why I'm standing like this, it's a dance. It's a dance that I'm doing. It's called the lumbar shuffle, and it's not working. Yeah, I feel like an old man at a concert.
Yeah.
I just sit
I went
there
to
and I
a
go,
comedy
I
show and
think
felt
there's
like
only
that.
4 more songs left. Ugh. And then for part of a song you don't know, you're just like, is it Dr. Scholl's that makes the gel inserts? Because, really, it's worth the money. It's like it's worth the investment. Or do I need arch support?
Is that plantar fasciitis, I feel? Is that what that is?
You'll realize this next year. At 32 years old, you start to wonder, do I need arch support? And I had that moment at a Snoop Dogg concert. There's nothing more sobering than that right there.
Mm.
Yeah. Nothing to tell you, hey, your 20s are gone. Being at a Snoop Dogg concert with painful feet, wondering, how could I improve my arch support?
I got you beat.
Mm.
My wife and I were coming back from a walk. My son and I were coming back from Milwaukee yesterday. And we stopped. We walked down. There's a new neighborhood getting built right down the road from us. We walked around to see what the new street names were. And we came back. We walked a couple miles. We get back, and we've approached our driveway. We're getting ready to walk up, and there's like a little garden area that we made a few years ago. It was like a big patch of grass that was just blocked in. It wasn't attached to any other grass. We turned it into a garden area. Yeah. It's kind of grown out a little because we haven't been paying attention to it. And we stopped, and I looked at her, and I was like, we just kind of stared at it together in silence. And after a few minutes, I looked over. I just leaned over, and I was like, what'd you do? We put some nice hydrangeas over there. What do you think? A nice little hydrangea bush?
Hydrangea.
And she was like, yeah, I think we do a couple. We can get some of these. Oh, yeah, we'll get some mulch. We'll dig out the area. And we planned it right there. I was like, yeah, this weekend I'll get some mulch. I'll go dig out the area a little more. And we'll plant some hydrangeas. So.
Who's got 2? Damn it.
2, 3, what?
Who's got 2 green thumbs and loves hydrangeas?
This guy right here, baby.
This guy right there.
That's right.
Hey, babe. Get this. This thought just popped in my head. what do you say we get 3 hydrangeas? We go and light up the garden a little bit.
You know what a hydrangea looks like, dude? They're beautiful.
Hey, babe, what do you say I get some of that fancy mulch with the colors? You like the black? You like the red? What do you want? I'll get whatever you want, baby. I like that burgundy mulch.
Come on, man.
Make my hydrangeas
You can't
pop.
tell me those aren't pretty.
Oh, I want to jump into a field full of those.
Hydrangeas.
Roll around.
It's a good flower word to know. That one feels like you know
It
stuff
does,
about
yeah.
flowers. Like you hear that and you're like, wow, he went through a lot of flowers before he got to hydrangea. No, it's the first one.
My go-to is begonia.
Oh, begonia?
Yeah, me and the lady love that one.
Begonia's good. I don't even know what begonia looks like.
I don't either, but I'm gonna plant a bushel of them one of these days.
Well,
The whole house is gonna be lined with begonias.
do you even know how to spell begonia?
Nah, but it's fun to say, isn't it?
Okay, it's spelled like it's
Like it's pronounced begonia.
Begona. Yeah. Oh, those are beautiful too, man.
Oh man, think about a big old pile of them bad boys right next to a big old stack of hydrangeas.
At my funeral,
Woo-wee.
I want one side of my casket to have hydrangeas and the other half to be full of begonias.
I want to be cremated and have my ashes spread across some hydrangeas.
I want to fertile. I want to be
What?
the fertilizer. I want my ashes to be the fertilizer of some hydrangeas.
Yeah. Hey, there's your daddy. He's here's your daddy. He's a hydrangea now. Go ahead, stand over there. Let's take your picture. He's a good man. Now he's a bush. I close my eyes only for a moment, but the moment's gone. Something.
They're going.
Dust in the wind. All right. What are we talking about? There's your daddy. He's a hydrangea now.
He's a good man. He's a bush now.
That was my best friend, your Paul. He told me, he said, if I ever get hurt in that wood chipper, which of course he did, very painfully, and it was the end of his life. He said, hey, if I end up in that dang wood chipper, you better put me in them bushes because it's the only thing that makes me happy. And that's exactly what we did. Well, actually, when he said that line, it insulted the hell out of me because he says, the only thing that makes me happy. I'm like, well, do I add any joy to your life? And he's like, and then he went to the chipper, and that was the last I ever saw of him.
Good man, though.
Good man. Hey, good man, your Paul. All right, let's water your dad and go back inside.
Just going to leave your dad all thirsty outside? What are we doing?
Hey, look at your pop. He's looking all thirsty. Go water him. Let's go inside, get ready for supper.
Oh, look at him. He's all wilted. That's the Dan I knew.
That's
Old man.
Just because I married his wife now doesn't make me a bad friend either. Well, anyways, we'll get into that later. Let's go inside.
Hey, you can go outside. The dog's pooping on your paw out there. Why don't you go get that cleaned up?
Get off them
Hey, you
hydrangeas.
gonna get out of here. You
Hey,
get.
that's my best friend. That's my best
Hey,
friend.
you gonna get now. Go.
That's my best friend and the husband of my adopted children. Or the father. No, crap, dude.
Maybe he wasn't as good of a guy as we thought he was.
Oh my God, we've discovered all of these secrets.
The husband of
He got
my
a box
dog.
full of letters under the crawl space. What the hell? I'm not even gonna put this podcast up for download. This one's just
I
stupid.
think it's time to call it, man.
I'm not even gonna put this up. Hopefully, no one listened to this.
Oh, why not, dude? We got to talk about you getting spiritual. We talk about planting you as a flower.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'd like a nice crepe myrtle to be my resting spot. What about you?
I don't know what that means. I don't even know what you just said. What is that? I told you.
Crepe myrtle.
Told you. Is that a flower?
I don't
Is
know.
that
I think it's a bush.
Oh.
I think it's more of a bush-like structure.
What kind of wood do you want your casket to be made out of? Nice fresh mahogany? Nice
Pine.
and rich?
I want it to be piney.
I want it to be a nice heavy oak.
Mm.
You know? So the pallbearers have to really work for it.
What do like barbecue pit masters use? Walnut.
I don't know.
Well, I want to get put in a box so when you roast me, you could cook some meat on. You could cook a brisket on top of it. That's what I want.
Did you buy that? Hey,
Hey,
that's your paw.
eat that sandwich. How is it? It's your daddy. That's your daddy. Yeah, Daddy made that. Wait, what? His ashes are in the grill, right on top of a big old pile of walnut wood.
All right.
Now drink your hydrangea tea. I just made that. It's a new batch. Drink your hydrangea tea.
All right, we will be back if anybody's still watching. We will be back.
Probably not.
Did anybody comment on this weird rant we just went on?
No.
The comments are on
let's
here.
see.
So.
The National Security Agency said we'll be in contact soon.
Okay. Well, looking forward to that phone call. We're going to hop off right now to get
Sure, it's fine.
We'll talk to you guys later this week. It's the Bullpen. Tony Mack, that's Tricky Ricky.